Okay, so last day we learned how to create a class. So is there any doubt or any stuck point from anyone? For the existing students who joined on the last day, is there any doubt, any stuck point?
No.
No, sir.
Okay, great. So this is how we can create this kind of thing in a suppose okay what I'm just going to say. So you can see I have created this code over here. I can create some functions over here, that is fine. And the same kind of code I can share between my another codes. I can import this kind of code. It's not going, just give me some second. Okay, I can import this kind of code. I can import this kind of class in another code. So how to do that? Suppose I'm going to another Python file over here in the same machine. Okay, just recall the name hello world 23. Just you can import this kind of external libraries as well. From this, I'm going to import the class rectangle. What was the class name there? Rectangle is small. Okay. And now I can utilize the class over here as well. I'm instantiating the rectangle over here. Suppose A equal this. And I can do whatever I can. I tested it over here. I can do calculation. I can do perimeter over here for area. Area and perimeter calculation. Whatever we have done in the last day, I can do similar kind of things over here. So the new things we just learned, import. So we can import libraries from or import packages from another Python file. Okay. So similar kind of stuffs we'll be doing. We'll be installing some external packages now, which is called pandas. Okay. And we are going to utilize this kind of package to create data frame. Why we are going to create data frame? Because as our main focus is to handle the data. Okay, so we'll be doing lots of data analysis in Python as well. But to make the data in a relational database kind of shape, we need to shape it properly. In relational database, whatever we have done in SQL, there are columnar format, there are records. So similar kind of format, we can get it in data frame. Some concepts are different. In data frame, we'll be just going ahead these things. So let's see how we can, I mean, install the pandas data frame. Pandas package. So this is the pandas, but if I just quickly import this pandas, it will be failing if we did not install pandas in our system. Okay, so how to install over here? We can install from UI or we can directly install from our terminal. Anything we can do. So if you want to install from UI side, just go file, settings. Okay, over here in this option, Python project, just there is the option Python interpreter. The same option where you can change your interpreter I told in earlier days. So in the below section, you can see those are all external package. Okay. So as of now, you can install pandas. Just search for pandas. Okay. So this is pandas. Just click on there and there's an option of installation, install package. I just clicked on there. You can see it's installing and pandas installed successfully.
Bravo.
The similar kind of thing you can also see in your list. Pandas is there or not. Okay, so pandas is there. I already checked. 2.1.4 is the version. And another thing, you can also install this thing from terminal. Just open CMD and type pip space install space pandas. You can also put it over here in our console, in the terminal from here as well. In PyCharm at the below section, you can see there is a terminal button. Just click on there. This is nothing but the, in CMD prompt, what you can see, the terminal stuffs, we can also see over here, just like Windows PowerShell. Okay. So install pandas at your system. Just give me some second. Sorry, I was talking to my. Okay. So let's go ahead with that one. So install the same thing at your system, pandas, because now we'll be doing hands-on stuff on top of pandas. Okay, let's create some data frame. Okay. Okay. So what was the topic? Let me just check first. Today's topic. Install pandas, creation of data frame. Okay, let's create a data frame from a list. We know what is list and all. Let's declare a list. I'm going to declare a list. Suppose, okay, let's declare two-dimension list. What is two-dimension list? Let me show you. So I'll be going to insert two different records over here. Suppose, let me put some student name and their marks. Okay. Or no. Here it's a list and here it's another list. So I'm wrapping it in an external list. Okay. So it's a two-dimension. So this is the student. This is the student marks. 90, I should not have to put it. It's an integer one. So I'm not putting the quote over here. And over here, we can also do the alias part. Import pandas. I can, if I'm going to, use or utilize any kind of, classes or any kind of functions from pandas, I have to call pandas dot that function when I'll be utilizing it. So, instead of putting pandas, we can put a short form of pandas. That is why we can also put aliasing stuffs. Whatever we have done for alias in our SQL classes, the same thing we can do over here too. So we can call simple PD, not the entire pandas. Okay. So import pandas as PD. I just put it over here. Now when it's required, I'm going to convert this list to a data frame. So I'm just calling data frame. DF is a variable. Okay. How to call it? PD dot data frame. It's a class from PD. I'm in the data frame. I'm passing the parameter, this list. And after that, let me print my data frame. Okay, so I have to run it in test 3. So you can see that the particular thing, the list, it's getting generated as a tabular format, kind of tabular format. This is kind of columns, those are rows. Okay, so when pandas data frame is created, the data frame should be having, this is called index. By default, that should be having an index 0, 1. So as many rows are getting inserted, the index should be auto incremented. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3. This way, the when the row should be inserted, the particular index should be increased. Okay, it's kind of primary key concept. Unless, I mean, we can also control if we want to change any one value. Suppose I have my own employee ID in my data frame. I don't want separate index. I want my employee ID to be the index of the pandas data frame. That thing we can also do. But as of now, I'm not going to this topic. I'll be just coming this topic mm, after some time. Okay, that should be the transformation part. Okay, so this is how data frames look like. So we can change the column name over here. How to change it? While declaring the data frame, just declare the columns over here too. Okay, columns. Now we can declare this thing within a list. Suppose the first field name is name, second is marks. Okay, let's run it. See, it's name and it's marks. Okay, we can also add, I mean, if we do not require this kind of index, so we can just add index. This is the, I mean, good way of representation, but how to change the index from here while creating the data frame, we can also change. Suppose uh, std1, std2. Student on student 2, this way we can put the index, but this is not a good way. So can put index as usual as it was earlier, and this thing is there. So hope this is understandable. This is a similar kind of structure of tabular data. So this is called data frame, having a defined schema over here, name and marks. Okay, just I'm commenting this thing out. I'm going to create similar kind of data frame from a dictionary now. Okay, there is a bit difference of the concept while creating the dictionary. Let me just quickly declare a dictionary. I'm going to create a similar kind of dictionary. Okay, let's declare name first. This is my first element. Going to insert my second element. So my key is name, value is a list, name, I mean the original names. Then key is marks, value is the list of marks. Similarly, I am calling this data frame. No need to declare the columns, printing. Okay, let's put it df1. Okay, you can see it's similar. Let me just print this thing as well. We put a dash. I'm going to print both of them. So you can see the first one is created on top of a list, second one is created on top of dictionary. They are identical. But the only difference is when we are creating a data frame on top of a list, in list a single list is signifying a particular record. Okay, I can also include another record over here with a comma separator. Excuse me. So sorry for that. So over here, if I just going to include another record, I can put a comma and insert a new record over here. But over here, the things are going to be inserted as a key value pair. So we are declaring column name should be a key. But over here you can see individual columns, all the records are going to be inserted with the first element. Okay, so data insertion process is a bit different. Over here, the entire stuff is nothing but a entire column. This is nothing but a entire column. Okay, but over here, this thing is a record. This thing is a record. Okay, so this is how data frames are going to be created from list and dictionary. Any doubts so far from anyone? Any doubts? Okay, so this is our simpler data frame, how data frame looks like. Now, during our business intelligence chapters, if you can remember, I mentioned that time that we're going to, use Python as one of the ETL tool. So we're going to perform ETL operations by Python, which is a open source language. So how to do that? I'll be just going ahead with some of the things now. So first of all, ETL means extraction. Okay. So E for extraction will be extracting data from external systems. Maybe it's a CSV file. CSV means any kind of flat files. Any kind of flat file can be there. Maybe it's CSV, maybe it's Excel, maybe it's .txt. So any of the source systems can be there. We can import the data. It can be an external database where we can connect. It can be an API. Anything can be there as a source system. I think you can recall this. It was there in my last week, I believe. So the extraction process from different source systems. So you'll be doing the same kind of thing. We'll be extracting data maybe from a CSV file, from an Excel file, maybe a different database. We'll be trying to connect and we'll fetch the data. And while fetching data and when I'll be pulling data from that side and when I'll be pushing data in Python, I need to store the data in data frame format. Okay. Why I'm just doing ahead with the data frame format? Because that should be helpful for my transformation activity. Okay. So I'm pulling all the data from different source system. I'll be putting in some staging area. Then I'll be doing the transformation part. Okay. So after the transformation, I told that we'll be going to create some fact and dimensions and all. So when our transformation is completed, maybe we have created 2 to 3 data frame or final data frame. Then we can load the data frame, final data frame, maybe in a database, maybe in an external CSV file, anything. So this is the overall, process of ETL I mentioned that time. So today let's go ahead with some of the extraction process. This is also kind of extraction process. I'm just trying to convert a external list. Okay. So I'll be just now going to connect with a source system called flat file. I can I'll be trying to connect a CSV file and I'll be converting the same into a data frame. So how to do that? I'm just removing that part. If you require, please tell me. Okay, let me just comment it out. If you require, I'll be sending it to you. The first line is pandas. I already import pandas because this is required to create the data frames and all. Okay, so there is a, let me show you data frame equal pd dot read CSV. It's a function inside pandas. Okay, Now I'm utilizing PD pandas to get this function read CSV, and I can put from which location and what is my CSV file. I just have to put that path over here. This should be my input parameter. Okay, as of now, it's there in my system itself, just like this one, exam result. I'm just going to import this one. Okay, so I need to copy this path. I'm going to copy this path, as well as this one is also required, exam underscore result. Let me copy from here. Right click, show more option. Okay, copy as path. It's there. Going to paste it. Okay, so it will be reading this CSV file. What is there in the CSV file? Let me quickly check it. What's there? So it's student name, subject, age, and marks. Name, subject, age, and marks. Okay. So I'm going to insert the same thing over here. But in our practical scenarios, when we are live in a project, that should not be the particular CSV file should not be there in your local system. Maybe you are going to, maybe the particular things is in your S3 bucket or any other, as your blob storage or anything. So just you need to mention that particular path. So you're going to run the Python code such a way. Suppose it's there in your S3 bucket and you are trying to put the code maybe in AWS Lambda or any other thing where the AWS connectivity can be easily set up. So there you need to point the S3 bucket path over here. Okay. The concept is same, just you need to change the path. Over here, while mentioning the path, as I mentioned, I think few days ago I told the single backslash, it will be helping Python interpreter to understand to neglect the next character as it's not a Python commands, it's a string, this kind of thing. So over here, this kind of backslash, it will be thinking the same. So if we run this, it will be throwing an error. Okay, I'm going to run this command, showing the error. It's not able to get this single backslash. So I need to put another backslash over here. The first one, it's an escape character now, and second one is my string to be read. Okay. So while mentioning any path, if we are using this kind of single backslash, just put another slash. Okay. Let me print the data frame as well. Okay. So this is the same as my CSV file. It's a CSV file. It's not an Excel. I just opened it in Excel. And see, it's Microsoft Excel, comma separate delimiter. Okay, it's .csv. That is why I mentioned this thing, read underscore CSV. It's an inbuilt function in pandas. I'm going to utilize the same thing over here. And in the Excel's data, I can able to store it over here in data frame format. Just the index, we have the index over here. This is the new things. Okay, so similarly, if we have any other flat files, I'm not going to show you another flat files. So if you want to, convert it into data frame from another flat file, you can see there are lots of options. Just put pd dot read. There is Excel option, Excel feather, lots of things are there. HTML, JSON, Parquet. Parquet is an important format for big data handling. Okay. So whatever is required, just put it and put the correct path over there, and it will be creating the data frames for you. Is that understandable? It's very simple actually. You're just using read CSV from PD. That's it. PD is doing all the things for us. Inside pandas, if you are checking pandas code, it's doing everything for us. We are just importing and calling the functions. Okay, hopefully that is understandable. Now I'm going to connect a database and I'm going to import a table. This is another way of extraction process. Okay, so I'm going to connect, suppose this is an OLTP, transactional process. So at the beginning, while doing the SQL, when we are learning the SQL part, there we are doing our hands-on on top of MySQL database. Let's open that one. And I'm going to utilize the same MySQL database over here. Okay, this is a MySQL database, and I'm going to connect the same thing through my Python. So whatever input parameter is required, it's my server name, that is called localhost. My local server, that means it's localhost. The port name 3306, port number. User ID is root. This is my root user, and password, I'm going to put it over here. The same password I need to put over there as well while connecting. So this was the last thing I think we have done on my last SQL exercise. So let's see. We have the employee table. Let's import the same employee table. So let's start from employee. Okay. So this was the data inside employee table. So let's import the same employee table and convert into data frame in our Python. How to do that? Okay, I already put the input parameter over here. To do that, please quickly install SQL Alchemy. Okay, so this is one of the important library. It's not only for MySQL database. SQL Alchemy is a very good library. Can install. We can connect other databases as well. Okay, it's a similar way we need to install it. File, settings, and install it from there. Okay, so from SQL import, I do not need entire SQL in Alchemy. It's a entire package. From there, we just need to get this function create engine. As of now, this function is sufficient for our purpose. Just like the same thing we have written that time over here. From Hello World 23, import the particular class rectangle. The syntax is same. From SQL Alchemy, I'm not going to import the entire SQL Alchemy. Just going to import this function only, create engine. Now, engine is a variable. Okay, so engine equal create engine. I'm calling that particular function. Inside that function, I need to pass the database parameter to establish a connection. I need to fetch the data from that DB. So that is why I need to create a connection. Okay, so I need to put all my input parameters. When I was connecting to that database, whatever parameter is required for the authentication purpose. So I need to put the similar kind of stuffs over here. Okay, this is for MySQL. If we just want to connect any other databases, I need to change that parameter. It can be Snowflake, it can be Oracle, it can be any other thing. Whatever you need to put, just you need to mention the same thing. Okay, then that double slash will be there. After that, user account name, that is root. Okay, then colon, password, my password. I mean, during the programming, this should not be, this is just for simpler thing. I'm just going to show you. But in your project, when you are live, there, there is no such scope for putting the password there. That should be vaulted. So you need to vault the password and create some database connection string in your framework, because to show the password, it's not a, good sign there. So anyone can hack the password and they can do their own way. They can change that database tables data and all. So during doing the project, you need to encrypt the password somewhere else and utilize that password. Okay. As of now, this is a simpler way. That's why I'm showing in this way. Root colon password @ the server name where it's installed, it's localhost colon the port name. Okay. Slash database name. You can see this is my database, Teradata_training. I can mention the database, I cannot mention, but if I'm not mentioning it over here, I need to mention while fetching the records. Specifically, I need to mention Teradata training at that time. Just like a default database schemas. Okay, over here I'm not putting Teradata.schema because it's already been chosen as my default database. Similarly, I'm just mentioning the database name over here, so that while fetching the record from any tables from Teradata training, I do not have to mention it again over there. Okay, so if I execute these statements, then I have a connection engine created. This is the variable. Okay, now the next statement, I'm directly going to create a data frame. Okay, so data frame df equal, again I'm going to utilize create engine. I need to also install pandas as well. I need to import pandas. Okay, let's read a SQL query. Okay, so I'm going to read the same SQL query, read SQL query, and I'm passing the parameter as my query itself. Select star from employee. Okay, I can put a semicolon there. I cannot put as well. I think there will be no issue. And over there, I need to mention which connection string I'm going to connect and pull the query or fire the query. That is this engine. Okay. In the previous line, I already set up the connection. So, okay, anyone is telling anything? Sorry. Okay. So, let me just print the data frame now. Okay, it should be hello world. Sorry. It's a change in my Python file. Okay. So, whatever data we can see it over here, you can see the similar kind of data is present over here. We just able to successfully connect a database. This is my MySQL database. So I can successfully able to connect my database and going to fetch the record, going to pull the record successfully. And we are pushing it to a data frame. As of now, you can think about this is my staging layer. We are pulling all kind of data from different source system and creating data frames and storing it in our staging layer. Okay. Any doubt so far? Any doubt from anyone? Any question? It's clear for everyone? Okay, I hope yes. So, this is kind of extraction process. Okay, I'll be going to give some projects on top of this as well, so that you can go ahead with your own extraction process you can pull the data and you can push it somewhere else. So, okay, transformation part we can start today, or okay, let's wait for tomorrow. We'll be learning the transformation part in tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Transformation will be a bit bigger. We can do lots of transformation. So transformation is nothing but in SQL, whatever we have done the DQL statements. Okay, so we can do joins, we can do union all. Here is that the keywords over here, it's a bit different, but the similar kind of thing, the functionality is almost same. I mean, difference can be there. That is why those two things are different. SQL is different, and learning pandas it's a bit different. But I mean, the main function, the things we have learned in SQL, that in the DQS part, all those kind of things we can do over here as well. So those things we will be learning in next 2 days class, and those should be coming under transformation. So these things we learn is extraction. E for extraction. Next 2 days we'll be learning transformation, and after that we'll be learning loading. Okay, there we can go ahead with some loading strategies as well. During our learning process in business intelligence, I mean, what we learned that there can be different extracting process, loading strategies can be there, just like incremental data load, truncate load, these kind of stuff here we can also going to implement during loading day when we'll be learning loading. And I can also put some exercises to you as well so that you can also perform the same thing at your end. Okay. Okay, I'll not be continuing much more today. Just we have covered the extraction. You can practice the same thing at your side. Try to connect the database. I hope the database is already there in your systems. You can also, if there is any other database, if you have MS SQL Server, you can also try to connect with the same SQL Alchemy. There'll be no issue. Just the parameter should be changed. You can do, if you can do this, it's fine. Otherwise, you can check it tomorrow. Okay. Okay, let's connect tomorrow with the more transformation parts and all. Okay, extraction process, just have a quick try at your own system. Okay, then if there is any doubt, tell me, otherwise we can drop off.
Yeah, hi, sir.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
tell
where we can find the previous class recordings and today class recording.
today the recording is in progress. So after I'll be closing the meeting, it will take some time for the entire recording. Then I'll be going to, I mean, send the same recording to one of the admin member of Tetra. But the previous till the previous day's class, someone can someone help the link in WhatsApp, please? I do not have the
Yeah,
link
can
handy.
anyone help me with this?
I think Mustafa or mm, Mustafa, can you help? Do you have the updated link?
Yes, sir. I will post the link in the group, sir.
Yeah, yeah, sure. That should be helpful for everyone. Yeah,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so yeah, so as soon as this thing is ready, I'll be also providing this thing, but it will take some time, half an hour or just like this, for recording to be processed. So it will take by my evening time, I'll be successfully provide the same link to the organizer. Okay. Okay, then. Thanks, everyone. Let's connect tomorrow, the data frame transformation. Thank you and bye bye.